Welcome to the Lifting Lounge podcast. Join your hosts, Josh Parkin and Jack Buffery, as they give you the knowledge and the tools to take your physical and mental performance to the next level.
Hi.
Hi, and looking super fly there, Josh.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed my new drip.
Fuck! Look at this. Look at look. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah.
For people who are just listening, it's gonna be like, "What the
These
fuck
aren't sex
is this?"
noises.
Yeah, we're just sucking each. What? Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the camera now if you're watching on YouTube. Right in front of me and Josh are both wearing one right now. We have sexy new t-shirts, sexy RDA t-shirts. I really like the color, Josh. I really like the color. I didn't know quite what color it was going to be, but it's like that kind of charcoaly grey one as well, which is really nice. Yeah.
I was expecting just black, and then this turned up in a post, and I was like, "Oh, actually, this is quite nice." Yeah,
it is. It looks. Yeah, it does look good. It fits the brand quite well.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, they're large t-shirts, but we both still look buff in them. I'm just saying. So that's got to mean something, right?
Yeah. I put it on, and Rachel went, "Oh my god, you look so muscly." I was like, "Yes."
I say, "Yeah, baby." Before we get into blowing each other's trumpets too much, hello. Today's episode, we're going to talk about hard things. Hey, then we're going to talk current news. Is just back to Geek Corner, basically, guys. We're going to talk about several trailers that have come up. Fit Talk 400 till 40. For those long-term listeners, you'll know what that means. Study Time should have been current news, but I wanted to talk about games instead. So Study Time is actually going to be about basically the government telling British people to become preppers. And the hot topic is the three biggest reasons you should do our challenge, which can be found on www.therdsystem.com and all of our socials. It's an 8-week challenge starting on January the 1st because it happens to be a Monday. Get your asses into gear. Let's get this shit done. But Josh, apart from looking fantastic in that t-shirt, how's shit?
Mate, I'm doing good. I'm living the dream. Just had pasta, some like beef ragu.
Ooh, nice.
It's lovely. Bought a ladder today.
Just a random ladder.
I just bought a ladder. First time I've ever used ratchet straps.
You know when you're called a looker, like that can be, him is a looker. It doesn't count if you're a peeping Tom. That that isn't what it means. So it's not actually.
Hey,
put the ladder away.
Mate, I'm going up in the world, so I had to buy a ladder.
Fair. God, we're not even dads.
What about yourself, mate? How are you doing?
I am pretty good. Although I'll mention this in the Fit Talk later on. I'm looking forward to this coming week because my food's gone a little bit off kilter this week. I'm not going to lie. For instance, I had a wicked bucket from KFC last night. So,
for fuck's sake.
Yeah, so I'm not like, I felt it a little bit like this week. It feels like I've just been a little bit out of control. So I'm looking forward to just reining it back in. I always like that point as well when I've gone out of control and I get to the point where I'm looking forward to getting back on it because I know how good I'm going to feel. But yeah, calories have just been a bit up and I've just felt myself getting a little bit fluffy around the middle. I can just feel that little bit of a difference. So I'm just like, yeah, fuck this. I need to get on top of this shit soon.
Yeah, mate, I'm having to because I'm I'm training 5 days a week at the moment, 5:30 in the morning, and my job's very, very active, and it's making me so goddamn hungry.
Yeah, I bet.
Your
TDE's got to be at least 3,500, 4,000 at the moment. Probably closer to 4, I would have thought.
I imagine. But you know what? It's really hard to eat 4,000 calories prepped but it's
Yeah.
really easy to eat 4,000 calories naughty. You know what I mean?
It really is. And the
Yeah,
thing is,
yeah.
you're like, oh, I can get away with this a bit more now as
Mm.
well. I used to feel exactly the same when I worked in construction, I remember. But yeah, you're right, it's harder. So you usually have to go for like the fattier meats and like buy 23% fat mince instead of 12% fat mince and
Mm.
stuff like that. That's usually the way to do it. Beef shin's a good one. We eat a lot of beef shin, and 40 minutes in a pressure cooker, it comes out absolutely delicious. So
Yeah,
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 just
yeah.
like finding those little hacks and just like clean oils and nuts and shit like that.
Yeah. So can I just say,
Mm,
technically, this is episode 100. Technically, it's episode
technically, yes.
99, but
Hmm.
it is technically episode 100. And our Spotify Wrapped has come up for our podcast,
Oh,
and
has it?
yeah, so our top episode was
Mm.
episode 1.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, our top episode was
It's all
episode
been
1.
downhill since then, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it was streamed 312% more than your average episode.
Oh well.
And we've gone global apparently because we've streamed in 10 countries.
Oh, nice. Thank you to those other countries, especially the one that downloaded like our
Mm.
entire back catalogue in one day
Yeah,
last
yeah,
month. That
yeah,
was like that gave us a big
yeah,
boost.
yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
So
Where are you seeing
the
this,
other,
by the way? I don't know
it's
where
on
you're seeing
our.
this.
You have to go on Spotify, but people that listen to our podcast also listen to comedy and sports, which it makes sense because we're hilarious.
Yes, we are.
And our top music genre is either pop, rock, or rap.
I can get on board with that. Yeah, yeah. Maybe not the
Yeah.
pop so much, but the rock and the rap definitely.
And our listeners definitely told their friends about us, which is cool. Our podcast was shared by direct link 49% of the time, WhatsApp 38% of the time, and Instagram 13% of the time. So we've been shared,
This is
which
nice.
is,
So we should be. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I've been used and just passed around the table. What the fuck?
Our most shared episode was episode 1. And our biggest fans, here we go. You're a top 10 podcast for 54 fans.
Wow.
Top 5 podcast
Amazing.
for 45 fans. And drum roll, please. He's saying drum roll. With our number 1 podcast of 20 people. Do you know what? Fucking A. I'm
I'm
up
happy
for
with
that.
that, man. Yeah, yeah. If we can change 20 people's lives, if we can just touch 20 people, then
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Our top fans listen to us
Yes.
8.7% more than our other listeners. And let's zoom out. It says, I think this is the last couple. Come on. Yeah, that's it. So, and we've got 40 followers now, which is more than before. So thank you, everybody. This is technically episode 100, really, but thanks for listening.
Wait till you hear what we've got in store for episode 100. I'm a little bit nervous about it, Josh. I'm not going to lie. I was thinking about it.
I'm a little bit nervous about it.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. But yeah, all will
Mm.
be revealed on the next episode, the official episode 100 because of the episode 0. But yeah, I think
Okay.
I'm just going to say congratulations, Josh. Well done. It's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
well over
Good job,
100
man.
hours. Yeah, it's good. We fucking deserve
Yeah.
praise.
We're doing it. So, Jack,
Yes. I'm just going to say,
sometimes,
right, but
yeah.
hold on. Whatever comes out of your mouth right now best be good, because this is one of the easiest ones for laying up that I've ever given you, okay? So let's just go.
I want to know how you can help me get my tip as hard as I possibly can.
Fucking hell.
Is that what you wanted, Jack? Is that what you wanted, mate?
I mean, you went hard then, Josh. You went hard.
You've said that before.
Oh, dear. Ladies and gentlemen, today's Just the Tip is...
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's Just a Tip is the hardest thing you do is the hardest thing you do. And tips or whatever you're talking about.
Oh, that's what she said.
Oh. Um, so I'm going to give a shout out to the one and only Joe Rogan on this because it's actually something he said the other day, which it goes in line with what we talk about with resilience a hell of a lot. And I often say, like, sometimes one person's worst thing that can happen to them in a day is dropping a glass of water on a carpet, and that can like ruin their whole day. If that's the hardest thing you're ever going to do, it's the hardest thing you're ever going to do. So if you want to build up resilience, if you want to become a more resilient human being, then you've got to do hard shit because the hardest thing you do is the hardest thing you do. You won't be able to cope with anything that's harder than that straight away. You have to build up to that. So do hard shit to make yourself a stronger human being. And I'm going to say it, and I might get some shit for this, especially when our millions of listeners in the future re listen to older episodes. This is especially true for a lot of men these days as well, because it's a bit of a pandemic in that respect. People aren't doing hard shit, and men especially are putting it off. So yeah, both sexes need to do it. Oh god, I'm definitely going to cancel for saying that. Everybody needs to do it, but yeah, I think we should all look at seeing if we can make our life that little bit harder to make it actually easier in the long run.
That's why I like training early in the morning, yeah. That's why I like training first thing. So when I get up, like literally, I get out of bed, I get clothes on, clean my teeth, and I go straight to the gym. And then I don't do anything else. And that is, unless I've got a really hard job on, that's the hardest thing I'll do that day. And it makes everything else so much easier. So training first thing is so fucking good because you can, or just doing something like that first thing, a little bit of struggle straight away makes the rest of the day just seem like a piece of cake, you know?
Yeah, fucking does. Yeah, 100% right. And again, the sooner you can get it done, if we're talking on a day-to-day basis as well, yeah, the sooner you can get it done. The sooner you can get it done. I remember saying ages ago, because I thought you'd heard of the book called Eat That Frog, and you looked at me like I was a fucking mental patient. But there is a book called Eat That Frog where if you've got to eat a frog, do it straight away. Don't start looking at it for ages because you'll never do it. So the sooner you can get the hard shit done, the more it's out the way, and then everything after that is a breeze. You can you can enjoy it. And if something hard does come up, you'll be like, okay, cool, I can deal with that.
Yeah, exactly. So hardest thing you do is the hardest thing you do, just like that.
The hardest thing you do is the hardest thing you do. And yeah, thank you, Mr. Joe Rogan, for talking about that. He was talking about it in regards to elk hunting with, I can't remember if it was Cameron Hames or Evan Schaefer. It was one of the two. And yeah, I just completely agree. But guys, let's move on to current news / geek corner. And for any of you gaming nerds out there, even if you're not a gaming nerd, I've spoken to many people about this who aren't even gamers and they still know about this. That's how big of an event this is. At the moment, it is currently sitting at just on the official YouTube channel itself. Let's have a look at how many views it's sitting at. First of all, Josh, how excited are you about this? What do you feel?
I'm pumped about it. I'm definitely, before this comes out, I'm getting a console. It's happening.
Yeah, it has. I do you know? I think this is going to be the bridge between the PS5 and the PS6. If I'm completely honest, I think this will be a game that bridges both of them. This has got 137 million views, and it came out 5 days ago. It is, of course, the Rockstar channel, and it is the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. And it looks fucking incredible. Like, it slightly upsets me that I'm going to be 40 years old when this game comes out, but it is looking absolutely just insane.
Mate, it looks stunning. I can't believe the graphics of that. It looks so fucking good. Oh my god. It looks so
I compared
fucking
it to I compared it a little bit to I saw a video comparing it to the GTA 5 one. GTA 5 in my head still looks great, but then just the little tweaks that this has made, especially on people's hair and the bodies and stuff like that, it looks almost real but just slightly stylized. It's fucking madness. It's got a great soundtrack to it. It's got it looks like everything you'd want from a GTA game, basically, so far.
And is this the first time that it's a female protagonist?
Yeah, although someone said, I saw something mentioned the other day that on one of the side games there might have been a female one, but I can't remember. I never really played the side games, but yeah, in one of their mainstream launches, yeah, it's the first time there's been a female protagonist in it,
Mm.
and she looks good as well.
Mate, it's so funny as well. It's just classic GTA. I watched the trailer and it's like people twerking on top of cars. And
Yeah.
it's just it's so funny.
There's already people trying to get it cancelled because of all of that sort
Really?
of stuff. Yeah, and there's chihuahuas in it as well, so obviously Kimberly's happy. But there's a scene on a beach where there's a couple running along with a little chihuahua in between them, and then there's just the beach looks crowded. It looks like so populated. But in the corner, there's like a guy taking a picture of a woman bending over and taking a picture of her butt. You can see it in the trailer. So people are already kicking off about that. I think she's supposed to be an influencer and getting a boyfriend to take pictures of her and that sort of shit. But it's already getting complaints from the woke crowd saying, "Let's cancel this game." I'm just watching a little thumbnail of it playing out. It looks insane, man. It looks
Yeah.
insane.
It's so funny in it. The people that want to try and cancel GTA obviously have never fucking played GTA
Yeah.
because is if you think that's the worst thing that's going to be happening in that game, you know what I mean? Is so much random shit that will be going on, but it's so good. Yeah, definitely gonna get it. It looks amazing. They just keep knocking it out of the park, don't they? Rockstar fucking are so good.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be 12 years after GTA 5,
Yeah.
which is mental because that's like a whole generation of gamers that
Mm.
yeah, you know what I mean? 12 years, that is a big leap. That's people
Yeah.
who were like excuse me. People who were 3 when GTA 5 came out are going to be 15 when GTA 6 comes out, and that's like the age, isn't it, when you're going to be wanting to play something like GTA 6. So
Yeah.
everything they do is pioneering. There's a little bit of worry around it because a couple of the big names from the company have left whilst this was in production. So we'll see. But to me, it looks like it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really, really fucking good. Yeah, looking forward to it coming out. It's definitely going to make me buy a next gen console for sure.
Whatever we're doing, Josh, at that given time, whatever our company is doing,
Yeah.
we're announcing like a 2-week holiday for our company just because I'm going to
Yes.
revert to a teenage boy and
Yep.
just literally play GTA 6 for like
Yep.
2 weeks so I can give everyone a fair review of it.
Yep. 100%.
Okay, so next we have got 3 surprise ones that I was not expecting. I was kind of expecting the last one. The other 2 I was not expecting at all. Blade, a computer game of Blade. We don't know anything about it. We know about as much as that as we do of the Wolverine game. We know it's going to have Blade in it. Like the Wolverine game, we know it's going to have Wolverine in it. The only difference is Wolverine is being made by the same guys who made the Spider-Man games, and this is being made by the people who have made Skyrim, Starfield, and what was the other one you said?
Dishonored.
Dishonored, okay, which I've never played. So yeah, that's it looks good. It's set in Paris, I think, something like that. It's set somewhere in France, and it starts off with a badass Blade just about to get a haircut, and then he suits up, ready to go kick some ass. So we can't tell much from the trailer. Hopefully, it'll be hyper violent because it's Blade.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be very sneaky oriented, potentially. Something along those lines, maybe. If it's going off Dishonored and stuff like that, then maybe. I can't imagine it's going to be an RPG. I imagine it's just going to be a linear game like Spider-Man and Wolverine. But it's good that because I'm excited for Wolverine as well. I'm excited to see what that's going to look like if it's similar to Spider-Man.
Did you ever play the last Wolverine game, Wolverine Origins?
No.
It was actually better than the film. It was
Was
really
it?
good. I never completed it, yeah. And it had a mechanic in it that was amazing. Like it had his healing factor mechanic in it. You would
Yeah.
see his body get absolutely tattered and then regen as it was
Oh,
going.
wow.
It looked they'd done it incredibly. It was and it was really violent as well. It was way more violent than the film. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hoping it goes along that way. And because it's one thing that we don't see enough of is dismemberment. I'm hoping they show that in Blade because it's vampires, it's not humans, so you might be able to get
Yeah.
away with it a bit more. But I want to see like heads lopped off, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
annoys me when I've been playing Jedi Survivor recently. I'm like, well, if you're going to get hit round the body with a lightsaber, you're going to get chopped in half. It's not just going to graze you. So I want to see that in a Blade game.
Yeah, definitely. I think that'd be wicked. The yeah, I'm excited. They're doing well with these Marvel games. I haven't played the Spider-Man ones, but I'm going to get them when I get a console. So because I want to play them both, because apparently they're both amazing. All three of them actually. Because
I've
Miles
played
Morales
the
as well.
first one. First. I haven't played Miles Morales. I've played the first one, and the freedom. I'd never completed it. I got to a big sticking point. Not sticking, as in I didn't get stuck, but there was a big narrative change in the story. I got up to that point, and for some reason, I didn't play it again after that. But the freedom of just being able to jump around and swing around the city, it's just so much fun. It is really, really great. And it actually has got quite a lot of RPG elements in it, into the fact that the way you upskill and stuff like that. Just the same
Mm,
mechanics that a lot of games are doing now, like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. But
mm,
it is really enjoyable, and hopefully Blade will be good. When they had I can't remember who done it. Was it Dice who done the Avengers game, which just done so poorly it's been delisted
yeah,
now. Literally, you can't buy it anymore.
really.
So yeah, that was so terrible. They took it off all the stores. I think on the last day it was like for a 3-year-old, 4-year-old game or whatever. It was. I think that's on that actually. It was down to like £4. And people still
Fuck.
weren't playing it. Yeah, it was so bad. One thing I have heard good things about, but I haven't played, is the Guardians of the Galaxy game. But that was made by the same people who made the Avengers. But apparently that was really good.
Was the Guardians game? Is that the one that was? Because wasn't a Guardians game done by Telltale as well?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I never played that one. But no, this was a
Yeah,
big AAA one. Big
was
AAA
it?
one made by the same people. Have you played the Telltale games? Any of them?
I've played one of the Walking Dead ones. Yeah, it's good.
So I tried playing the Walking Dead one, but I couldn't. I think if I had a load of time and I really got into it, I would get into it. But how far did you
Mm.
get into it?
Got quite far, I think, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, they. I think they're quite good. I think you just got to get the. It's just time, and you've got. It's more of a story, isn't it, than it
Yeah,
is
it's
actually
decision
playing a
making and
game.
stuff like that, rather than that's
It's
why I was wondering. The Batman one, that's good. I've heard good
yeah, the
things about that.
Borderlands one apparently is wicked.
Oh, I didn't know it was a Borderlands one. I never played that series either.
Yeah.
Okay, the next game. This one was a complete surprise to me, and this made Kimberly smile lots and lots. Jurassic Park Survival. Now,
Yeah,
the one word you said to me a minute ago when you were watching the trailer was freaking nostalgic, and that you
yeah,
and my reply to that was, I'm so glad that they've gone Jurassic Park and not Jurassic World. So this is going to be a first-person survival game set the day after everybody else escapes from the original Jurassic Park in
so good,
1993, and it
so good.
looks spot on. Like even in the kitchen, the ladle that fell off the counter when they were hiding from the raptors, that's in there. The freezer door is, and you hear the raptor
Mm,
inside it. The Dilophosauruses with their frilly things, they're in it. The Jeep and Grant's hat is still in the same position as it was from the film. It has the. I'm excited for that. It has the potential to
yeah,
be something really truly incredible.
yeah. I mean, we were slightly discussing it before the podcast, and I think it looks like those Tomb Raider games that came out in terms of its graphics and the style of play. It has got like kind of linear aspect to it. But well, I mean, we have no idea. Did you ever play back in the day the Jurassic Park game where you could be sometimes you're a person, sometimes you could be different dinosaurs?
No, but last month the Jurassic Park collection came out, and I think I might just nab it for Kimberly because she loves the Jurassic Park
Yeah,
game. So yeah, I might
yeah,
pick it up for her.
yeah. There's one where
I,
you could be different dinosaurs, and it's like there's a mission as you're a T Rex or as a Velociraptor or as the little guys or as a human, and you like do different things. Yeah, it's quite a fun game.
That is cool. No, I never played that, which surprised me because I loved dinosaurs back in the day as well. Like around about the time Jurassic Park came out, proper loved dinosaurs. In fact, cute story. One of the things that me and Kimberly done on our first date was read the Big Book of Dinosaurs. So there you go. That's how geeky we are. We fell in love over monsters, but that looks
Nice.
absolutely incredible. It's a first-person survivor, so yeah, it gave me slight Resident Evil vibes and full Far
Mm,
Cry vibes, just because of the first person nature. But if it graphically, like I'm glad it's not coming out until next gen, because I think it needs something like that to fully immerse you into the graphics of what they're going to try and achieve on that.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but it does look
Mm,
like it has potential.
it definitely does. And yeah, just Jurassic Park. What's your favorite Jurassic Park film?
It's tough, isn't it? I
Actually,
like
don't answer that. Don't answer that.
okay,
Only because,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. All
Ignore
right,
that,
I won't
listeners.
answer that.
Wipe the
Yeah.
last 5 seconds from your mind. Last but not least, so I'd heard rumors that this was going to be the one released, only because
Mm,
Capcom have already done so much with the Resident Evils and the Street Fighters, so this was going to be the
yeah.
next one that was going to get announced, and that is the next Monster Hunter, which is going to be coming out
Yep.
in 2025.
Yeah. Well, as you know, Jack, I'm a big Monster Hunter fan, so
I've never played it, so this
yeah.
is like, yeah, you and Kimberly, I know, are going to be all over this. She loves Monster
Hmm.
Hunter. I know you love Monster Hunter. I think my cousin loves it. I couldn't really get into it. It's a bit
Mm,
too fantastical for me. So, take it away,
mm.
Josh. What do you think of the next Monster Hunter?
Well, so the last Monster Hunter that came out, Monster Hunter Rise, and then Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, because they always do it like that. The big games, they always do the game, and then they bring out an expansion pack, which is basically the size of the game that came out previously.
Hmm.
They didn't get a lot of love, and I think that's because what they haven't managed to master the past couple of games is the higher level end game stuff. So our post end game. So
Right.
that's what some of the old Monster Hunters are really good at, is once you complete the story, people still carry on. There's still post end game stuff. So where they keep pumping out like really hard hunts, stuff like that. So they're hunts where you're fighting like 3 monsters at the same time that are all like really high intense, and people try and speed run them, stuff like try and get the best builds, stuff like that. So I think, yeah, we'll see if they can. It looks so. I mean, they didn't show much, and they're
Mhm.
kind of showing a gimmicky thing with riding a monster, um, which is cool. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
great, that's cool. But
Which
that's
can run, swim, and fly by the looks of it, or at least
yeah, yeah,
glide.
yeah,
I don't know about fly, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know what kind of impact that's going to have on the game, but if they can pull off that post end game stuff, that would be great. The reason I love Monster Hunter is for the multiplayer aspect.
Mm.
Because it's so fun, because it's like you work together with your friend, and you, it's not like against each other. Like I'll bring Sam comes over, we'll play it together, and we're like talking to each other and right, I'm taking this side, I'm doing this, and we'll fight the monsters together. And it's just like such a cool, fun team thing to do. And at the end, we're like,
Mm.
yeah, fuck you, monster. It's yeah.
It
So
is
it's good
cool.
fun. So
Did
hopefully,
you
yeah.
go on?
Go on. No, go on.
Did you play Monster Hunter World and Iceborne?
Yeah. I like them. They're
One
really good.
thing, yeah. So that's what I saw Kimberly playing at. She's been playing it since the freaking Wii, yeah, the Wii days. I think maybe even the
Mhm.
GameCube days. But one thing I will say about the Monster Hunter World, graphically, the monsters look fucking incredible. They look so
Yeah.
so good. And then when the Iceborne one comes out and they're like burrowing through the snow and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, that
Mhm.
they've nailed the look of this. It looks really really beautiful. It looks
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, no, it looks wicked. They do it really well. Some of the monsters are so cool.
Mm.
There's a few of the monsters in the last game in Rise and Sunbreak that I'd get tattoos of. Like they're
Oh
so
really?
fucking epic. Yeah, I've already been thinking
Mm.
about getting like a Monster Hunter leg sleeve where I just have loads
Nice.
of different monsters on there, because they're fucking cool, man.
Have you seen Kimberly's?
Yeah,
Can't
she's
remember
got
if you have.
Rathalos, hasn't she?
She's got a cross between a Rathalos and our cockerel, who's called Ragnar. So yeah, she got our tattoo artist guy to design a cross between a crocodile and a Rathalos, which and it
Amazing.
looks really really good as well. It looks incredible. She yeah, she loves it, and I expect she hasn't played Rise yet. I was wondering, does Rise look as good, because it was a Switch exclusive for a while, so I wasn't sure if it looked as good as Monster Hunter World does.
That's hard for me to say because I only play Switch. So I mean, it looks
Mm.
great on the Switch,
Was Monster
but
Hunter
I
World
don't.
on Switch? Was it?
Fuck knows. I have absolutely no idea. I might.
I
I
didn't
can't
think it
remember if I
was.
had. I can't remember if I had a console at the time it was out. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm like. I
Okay.
keep buying consoles and selling them. So
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
probably had one at the time it was out. But no, I did because I had Skyrim as well. So I must have had a console at the time. But yeah,
Okay. I
on
was just
Switch, it
curious,
looks
yeah,
great.
because yeah, I remember when the trailer came out, I thought this looks good for a Switch game. So yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, let's move on because we've been chatting like for a half hour already, and we always do this when we talk about games. So
Yeah.
gonna go on to Fit Talk right now, and I've actually brought this an episode forward. I was going to do a different Fit Talk, but I've changed it for today because I realised that the day this comes out, I will be. It'll be 400 days, actually 399 days until my 40th birthday. And for those of you who have been long term listeners, I've started this at 500 till 40 of just tracking daily, like certain shit that I'm
Mm.
doing. I've had to make some big adjustments along the way. I've had a couple of injuries, unfortunately, along the way, which have sucked, which have made me. They put a bit of a peg in my Milo challenge, not pegged. They put a bit of a put a bit of a stopper on my Milo challenge for a while, so I've had to make a lot of adjustments on that. But it's other than that, it's going really well. So the format I'm
Mm.
now taking with my 400 days to my 40th birthday is each 25-day increment. I am now establishing a habit. So it's
Yes.
not just an all-out warfare against de-aging myself until I'm 40. So I've got now 16 increments, and each of those 16 increments I'm going to use compounding
Mm-hmm.
to build upon habits. So
Yeah.
one of the things I have done because of the injury, I haven't been ice bathing as regularly
Mm-hmm.
because it's not necessarily good for slightly damaged muscles when if you're getting to something freezing cold and you've got a
No.
big muscle pull, you don't want to be really using cold therapy to try and fix that. But I'm better now, so I'm going to my first 25-day challenge, for example, is going to be making sure I do that every single day. So not just
Mm.
weekdays, but every single day. My next one after that is going to be mobility. So I'm going to be then doing ice baths and then mobility every single day as well. And eight
Oh
minutes of it.
wow.
I'm going to do this. Like I already do mobility anyway, but I'm just going to make sure it's nailed in every single day. Then the 25 days after that, for example, 5 days out of 7, I'm going to make sure I'm eating only paleo. Just because I really want to start looking after my health and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's that's the first 75 days of my 400 till 40 sorted out. But what I'm doing is making sure I'm compounding because one of the big problems I've always had, and a lot of problems that everybody has, I want to do everything all at once. And despite our education and the fact we tell our clients
Mm.
not to try and do everything all at once, we're the exceptions. We're PTs, so we think we can. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to nail each thing 25 days at a time and then build upon that each 25 days.
So are you setting yourself like protocols for if shit doesn't go right? So like yes, for the 25 days your goal is to jump in the ice bath every single day.
Mm-hmm.
But granted things are going to come along that's going to stop you that. So are you going
Yep.
to maybe set a mini habit so like you didn't have time to jump in the cold plunge so you just turn the shower on cold
Yeah.
or
Yeah. It'll
yeah.
literally be that, but it will be. It will be, but I'll probably have to have some sort of forfeit for that
Mm.
because I want to almost make the mini habit harder than the actual habit. Does that make
Okay.
sense? So
All
kind of
right.
flipping around what we talked about with the habit formation on its head a bit.
Mm.
For some reason, I find standing in a cold shower worse than the cold plunge, even though
Oh,
at the
it is,
moment
yeah.
the cold plunge is far, far colder.
Mm-hmm.
The cold shower is just because of the water movement, and you just I just coming usually from a warm shower straight into the cold, it just makes it feel worse. So yeah, that'll be another big one. But the other thing I'm doing is if life gets in the way, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. It is going to be one of
Mm.
those things, but as long as I'm keeping myself accountable for it, it'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah. Great. And are you just gonna have a reminder on your wall, on your phone, or
So
what's
yeah, I mean, you saw my whiteboard when you came over. I
yeah.
had literally all those rows. So at the moment, left up there now is for 16 16 rows of 25. And they're all delineated into four. So you've got 400, 300, 200, 100, and then it's 75, 50, 25 up to my 40th birthday. Next to each of those rows, I'm writing down the habit that I'm focusing on at any given time. So the first 25 of the 400 in green next to that, ice bath every day. That's what I've written.
Yeah.
And then at the top of my board in the middle, I've got my morning routine, and that has got plunge written in it as well. So it's excuse me, exactly what you said earlier on about working out first thing in the day. It's just
Yeah.
right first thing in the morning. I get in there. So at the moment, what I do is I got my radiator in my gym. I have that on a timer that comes on at 5:45 in the morning. By the
Hmm.
time I've got everything ready in my house, then it's like 20 past 6 by the time I get in the plunge bath.
Hmm.
Then I come in on the radiator. I put all my thermals on, so like my
Hmm.
thermal trousers, thermal t-shirt, my hat, and socks are all on the radiator, warming up from 5:45. So they're nice and
Hmm.
toasty when I put them on. I just do a little bit of skipping and a little bit of speedball, and that's it. So my body gets brought back up to temperature, and then I walk to work anyway. So
Nice.
if it fits into that routine, then I know it's going to get done.
Yeah, mate, that sounds awesome. So so you say you got 16 rows there. You're gonna have
Yeah.
16 different habits formed over that period of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
what the goal is. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself because you don't know what's going to change in that time, do you? Especially
No.
for the year that we've potentially got coming up as well. And
Yeah,
again, with
yeah,
the
yeah.
flexibility, like I've got paleo 5 days out of 7. Especially with what we've got planned and what we might be doing, we might find ourselves in places where I can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So I'll
Yeah,
stick
yeah,
to it
yeah.
as close as possible, and that'll be the main thing. But yeah, I want to make sure I've got 16 things, and a lot of them are going to be mindset things as I go along. I just want to get the physical sorted out first because that will
Mm.
help with the mental approach to the mental activities. I know one of them along the line will be actively reading. So I downloaded the Kindle app to my computer where you can highlight things and I'll be able to copy and paste things and actually actively read and make notes on the books that I'm reading to make sure I can implement other stuff as well. Stuff like that, just the things that I know are going to make my life better.
Nice, mate. It's exciting.
Mm, it
It's
is.
good. It's good to have this kind of direction up later in life. You know, a lot of people later in life. Sorry, I
You
shouldn't say
fucking
that.
dick.
But a lot of people be trying to will not be trying to do the opposite right now. But you're just
Yeah.
fucking smashing it.
Yeah. We've had this conversation before. I've heard you talk to clients about it. I've talked to clients about it. The moment you start to think about slowing down, is the
That's it.
moment you start to thinking of excuses not to do shit. Like
Hmm.
it really is that. And I see, you see all these 40s, 50s, 60-year-olds. 60-year-olds, that doesn't have to be old anymore. That is not
No.
old anymore. You see people who are absolutely kicking ass. So 40 is definitely not
Yeah.
old. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what I can be capable of. I've got ideas of where I want to take my training after my 40th. So yeah, we'll see. We'll just see how it all plays out between now and then.
Well, also, like, I say this to clients all the time, they hate it. But if you live to 80, right, you have your entire life to live again. Yeah. So
Hmm.
you've got another 40 years. But also, if you remember, I would say like the first 18 to 20 years of your life, and maybe even longer than that, you don't have a fucking clue what's going on.
No,
You know
no.
what I mean? You're just bimbling around. And then all of a
Hmm.
sudden you start to realize like what life is and you start to enact on your own choices and stuff. So actually, you got 40 years of going, fuck no, I know what I want to do and I have control. You know,
Yeah.
and yes, as we get older, our physical ability may lessen or our mental ability may lessen, but only you can actually reduce that by a degree as well. You can reduce
Hmm.
that by X amount by looking after yourself, etc. And I think the 80 that you're going to be is a lot different to the 80 that we see nowadays.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. It really is.
Mm.
I'm still partially convinced that I'm going to live into my hundreds because I we're going to be in a position where we can start looking at the protocols that certain people do. And one of the guys we haven't actually talked about in a long time, what's his name? Brian Johnson. Like the
Mm.
sort of stuff that he does. we're aiming to get to a place where that could be financially viable for us. I will start looking into that. And although it sounds like science fiction off the top of the head, once you start doing it, it becomes science fact. So it is very easy to do. And the other thing is, along the lines of what you're talking about, the first like 20 years of your life, that's true. But also, it's only been the last 10 years of my life where I've been getting a real clear vision of what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't discover it until quite later on, like in my late 20s, so even like when I was 30. So technically, I've still got a good like 30 years of making making that play out very, very well, like to how I want it to be. So it's just fucking exciting.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Thingy didn't start. Jeff Bezos didn't start Amazon until he was 40.
I did not know that. Jesus Christ.
Mm.
There you go. It's going to shape up to be a, a big year. Yeah, I've got certain goals before I get to 40, but if it happens when I'm 40, unfortunately, I didn't win the 201 million on the Euro Millions on Friday night, which was a little bit gutting. I told everybody at work on Friday that this is going to be my last day because I'm going to win 201 million, but bastard, didn't work out.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, guys, that is it. 400 days till I'm 40. Send your commiserations or your congratulations, whichever way you feel about that. Next, we are going to talk about the current state of Britain. This
Yay!
should have been current news, but I'm going to put this in study time because it's when we bring up the dark stuff, it's usually here. The Deputy Prime Minister has suggested certain countermeasures for the way he sees the country going, and it's a little bit worrying. So I'm going to read through this article. It's not a very long one. People should stock up on battery-powered radios and torches, as well as candles and first aid kits, in order to prepare for power cuts or digital communications going down, the Deputy Prime Minister reportedly said. According to The Times, Oliver Dowden, who is a Deputy PM, described the supplies as analog capabilities that it makes sense to retain in a digital age during a visit to the Porton Town, UK's military laboratory. Dowden made the visit to coincide with his first annual risk and resilience statement, which he had promised to give last year when launching the government's UK resilience framework, which I'd never heard of until I read this article, by the way.
No.
As part of the statement, he announced the launch of National Resilience Academy to help people and businesses prepare for future pandemics, natural disasters, and cyber attacks. The Deputy Prime Minister announced the plans in the House of Commons, claiming the Academy would help the whole of society prepare for the risks. Dowden listed Russia's invasion of Ukraine, cyber attacks, pandemics, the misuse of artificial intelligence, and extreme weather among some of the risks the UK faces. He said businesses would be offered training to deal with the impact of such threats, while a new website will provide the public with practical advice on how to be better prepared for future risks. He told the Commons the government has a role in bringing all actors together and to give them the skills they need. Today, I can announce we are developing a new UK Resilience Academy that will improve the skills of those groups. It will provide a range of learning and training opportunities for the whole of society. For professionals, there will be a curriculum to build skills, knowledge, and networks, and a centre for excellence and exercising. For businesses, there will be greater guidance and particularly assistance on threats to critical national infrastructure and cyber. For citizens, there will be a unified government resilient website, which will provide practical advice on how households can prepare as part of a campaign to raise awareness on the simple steps individuals can take to raise their resilience. I'm going to leave it there because I don't know what your thoughts are about this, Josh, but in a way, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, cool. I think people do need to be prepared for certain scenarios, but this is it's almost like okay, let's make the people scared to ensure they do what we say when we do it, which they know happens, since COVID time. So I'm going to look at the website when I don't think the website's up yet, but I'm going to have a look at it, and I'm just curious to see what it says because this is like almost a bit of fear mongering, but at the same time, it's showing fuck me, this world has got to an interesting place.
Yeah. It's interesting, eh? I'm not sure how I feel about it. it's one of those where I'm in two minds about it. One is that I think that I've always been in the camp that people really should, like, you don't want to, unfortunately, and this is unfortunate, but you shouldn't rely on the government for anything, because and that's not out of me saying that people are idiots. It's me saying that actually the government is idiots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we shouldn't rely on them for anything. But there is more that they can be doing. I'm just sending you something on WhatsApp. It's made me think of this book that I keep seeing advertised everywhere called No Grid Survival Products and How to Produce Everything You Need on Your Own Property.
This keeps on coming up on mine as well. I keep
Yeah,
seeing it on Facebook with the advert of all the
yeah,
blue tubs that are turned into a water.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen this. Yeah.
I think there's two sides to this story. One, there is actually, yeah, people really, we all should, especially with the way the world's going at the moment with all the different invasions. And me and Rachel actually, we watched, well, Rachel watched and I kind of was partially watching while doing work. It was The Day After Tomorrow. And yes, that's a very dramatic movie. But when you think about when shit happens, how much we rely on all the usual stuff. Like when fuel started, people started panic buying fuel and panic buying toilet roll and all of that stuff. And then you realize, oh, actually, I'm fucked if I can't just get these normal amenities. So I think there is a side to this where we all should have a degree of self-sufficiency about us. And not only is that self-sufficiency going to help us when shit hits the fan, but actually it's also going to help us maybe steer away from the system a little bit. You know, maybe understanding how to do your own water and your own power supply and all of this sort of stuff. It's going to help you not have to lean on the system a little bit, which would be wonderful, right?
It would,
But
yeah.
at the same time, when you look at what the government does and how they all spend X amount from lobbyists to do whatever to go on fucking trips and this, that, and the other, and how fucking BP is profited in millions and millions by after putting up all the billions, even after putting the price of everything up. It makes you think, well, actually, telling us to prepare when you guys are all fucking just having a blast takes the piss a little bit, you know. So there's two sides to it. So yes, I think everybody should learn self-sufficiency, definitely, but also I think that, you know, it is they're always going to get away with it, but they do get away with doing whatever the fuck they want.
I think one of the words you just said was key to this, and it's something that's not actually said. Anyway, the website's already up. I've just actually had a look through it. It's fucking massive, though, in terms of it's got like 30 different. I'll send it to you quick. But yeah, it's got so many different categories to it that it would take me about 2 days to read it. But what you just said, two words, sorry, not one, self-sufficiency. They keep on saying resilience, but nowhere do they say independence or self-sufficiency, which I think is two things that everybody should kind of understand. And at the risk of sounding like a gun-toting redneck from Florida, I genuinely think like we need to understand how to be a bit more self-sufficient. I'm not good. I'm handy with stuff. I can do stuff. I can build a fire. I can make a shelter. I can look after myself. But I wouldn't be good with finding fuel, or like we've got no means to hunt or anything like that around here. Like if anything really does go down, this is more just a way. What this looks like to me, and again, this isn't. I don't think it falls in conspiracy theory. It just falls into a bit of a cynical outlook on it. What this basically looks like to me is how do we keep the population quiet and in line and in their homes whilst the shit is going down, so we don't have rebellions, which is fair enough as well. Like you don't want a whole fucking country going to shit when something like this happens, but it's people need to learn real skills. I believe. I think it's something we talked about. We would love to do it just for fun. We would like to learn these skills, but that's nothing that's ever going to get said out loud by a government, I don't think.
No.
Again, I've got quite a cynical outlook. I think it is just more of a case of how do we mitigate the risk of the public going mad, as opposed to how do we really help the
Yeah.
people.
And this is it, because I would imagine that I'm going to say like 99% of people wouldn't know what to do if shit hit the fan. If all the power went in your house for weeks, if the internet went, if the fuel stopped coming, if all of a sudden we couldn't buy food from the supermarket anymore, or we had like one last shot, what would we all do? Nobody would fucking know. So
No.
it's tough. I mean, I'm thinking about getting this book, to be honest,
Mm.
and just doing it, just buying the stuff every now and again, and just building whatever it is you need to do. Definitely, growing veg is gonna be something I lean into more. I can't have chickens, unfortunately, because my dogs will eat them. So
yeah, we've got the chickens, which is lucky. And one of the good things about this, like me and Kimberly, we're obviously writing that story, like the zombie survival thing. So we're actually looking at some of these things and like trying to understand how to do it. I was speaking to someone about this the other day, a client, and he was we were speaking about how do you actually get fuel from a fuel pump that isn't turned on, like just stuff like that. How do you do these things? Like how would that actually work? And just and that's going. We're talking about a complete devolution of society there, but the same things apply. Like you just don't know. Imagine it is so far removed from us, and the media we look at, say like the UK, France, Germany, US. But just because it hasn't happened and because we perceive ourselves as being a fully modern society, Ukraine is still a modern society. Yeah, it's just been invaded by Russia. Like it's not 100% impossible for it to happen to another country. Do you know what I mean? And then you get the cyber attack side of things as well, which could just shut everything down, which is entirely possible. It'd be interesting to see how long society lasts with that as well. Do you know what I mean? It was these things, they're not likely, but they're also not impossible.
No, yeah, it's all got potential. So fucking become self-sufficient if you can. That's my tip would be. Trying to stop leaning on the government as much as you possibly can. Obviously, that's easy said and done. There is, I mean, fucking YouTube. There's so much shit out there for you to learn and do. I think learning the basics. I and this is for myself as well. I don't even know the basics. So learning that and going on. Give it a go, guys.
Yeah. Learn how to purify water. I think that'd be a good one as well. We're quite lucky because we've got those natural springs around us. But it's fun. It's fun for me. This is just, it came at a good time because of the story I'm writing. But yeah, it's it's an interesting one to hypothesize. But then when the deputy PM comes out and announces this shit, you're like, whoa, hold on. But guys, if this does happen, then there's something else that you can do to prepare as well, and that is making yourself a badass. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's hot topic is the 3 biggest reasons you should do our transformation project challenge. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just coming straight out and saying it. You need to do it. Now, the results I've got for this hot topic is we know the quality of our work and we want you to experience it. But the real drivers behind that is to show you the best way for working out and setting yourself up for a really good future, and especially the 2024. And the actions is we're going to deliver you the real truth bombs of why challenges done right are, frankly, amazing. And Josh, as always, conversational. I'm just going to lay out the 3 biggest reasons with a couple of little subpoints on this. Feel free to chip in whenever you want. But the very first one on this, one of the 3 main reasons you should participate in our challenge is because you are going to learn more about yourself in these 8 weeks than you probably did in the entirety of 2023, especially if you just kind of coasted along, like we were saying earlier on. You didn't actually put yourself in the way of doing hard stuff. You will learn more about yourself in these 8 weeks than you did for for God knows how long, like until the last time you went through some hard shit. The reason behind learning stuff about yourself is you're going to know what your excuses are. That's a real important one. We talked about this with negative drivers a couple of episodes back. You're going to know what those things that you say to yourself are to convince yourself out of doing something difficult. But you're also going to know your actual limits as well, because when you talk yourself into doing the actual work, you'll know how far you can push yourself before you start making those excuses, or before you actually have to quit because you're done. And you'll know what you're willing to actually endure. You're going to know, like, mentally and physically, what can you actually endure to get shit done. And that all sounds like hard work, and there's a good fucking reason for that. It is hard work. That is why it's
Yeah.
called a challenge. It is a nature of challenge, and make the hardest thing you do is the hardest thing you do. So you can make it as hard on yourself as you want, and it is going to pay you dividends in return. Especially, we spoke about starting a day off with something hard. If you can start the year off with something hard and carry that momentum on for the year, then it's going to be amazing.
What I would like to say about this is, about what you'll learn about yourself in these 8 weeks is, you say you'll know your limits. What actually is you'll be surprised by your limits, because your limits will be a lot higher than what you expected.
Yeah, it's a really good shout.
Everybody surprises themselves by what it is they can actually do once they actually put their mind to it and go for it for an extended period of time. So if you do this challenge and follow every protocol to the T, you'll come out the other side going, holy fuck, I didn't know I could do that, which is the best thing about it. Yes, you found your limits, or maybe you don't even find the limit, which is even better. You get to the point and go, fuck, I think I can do more. This is amazing. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, and actually, I missed a bit out here, and it's actually, I was going to quickly remind you about what this challenge actually is. It's 8 weeks of workouts done for you, not actually done for you, but created for
Yeah,
you,
we're
that
gonna
you
do
can
it.
follow. Yeah, we're going to do it for you. And then there's weekly check-ins with myself and Josh, where we actually help coach you through any questions that you have, and you get multiple nutrition resources where you can actually learn how to sort it all out yourself with our help along the way. And there's an easier option as well, where we can give you guidelines on how to just like the idea of what to eat as well. It's kind of pick your own adventure on that one. But the fact of the matter is, you're going to be taken through these 8 weeks at the beginning of the year to really set yourself up for success. And this is a physical game and a mental game. Okay, guys, we've done I think it's a couple of episodes back, unexpected benefits of working hard or working out or something like that. All those benefits apply to this. You're going to have way more than just the physical benefits. It's going to be a whole multitude of mental benefits as well.
Yeah, definitely. So this is just one reason, right? This is just one reason to do it, is you'll learn more about yourself, and there's nothing better than self-discovery, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Self-awareness, if you could put it in a pill, as Gary Vaynerchuk always says, it would be the one thing he would give to everybody. Okay, so point number 2 on this is you're going to create the positive upward spiral. This is something we talk about a lot. Instead of a negative downward spiral, think the opposite of that. You're going to create the positive upward spiral of just making your life better. And one of the things I want to say here is that momentum is an absolute beast of a tool. So if you're creating momentum going forward, then it's going to work for you. It's going to be one of the most powerful things you can do, as opposed if you don't physically try to, or if you don't actually try to make momentum go work for you, it will work against you most of the time by nature. You've got momentum working either way, so try to make it work for you. So creating forward momentum is one of the beastiest tools you can have in your arsenal with that. You're also going to have stronger foundations to work from. Okay, so with all the knowledge, well, with the exercises and the knowledge you're going to get, they're going to create foundations for you, which are going to make it so much easier for you to succeed. Because if you want to build a house, you've got to have the strong foundations there to begin with.
Yep.
And that goes for knowledge as well. You're going to have a better knowledge base to work from. Sorry, I just got a little bit distracted because Kimberly just came in the room and I wasn't sure what she's up to, but she's sitting over there. But yeah, you're also going to have a better knowledge base to work from as well. So momentum and having strong foundations to work from are going to be so key to just giving you that positive upward spiral.
Yeah, man. It's January and February, the start of the year, potentially the two worst months of the year, right? They're especially January. It's fucking long. You just had Christmas and all of that. If you can start the year off with an absolute bang by doing the transformation challenge and smashing it, then the rest of your year is only going to be prosperous, right? The rest of your year is only going to be good. You started the year so well. It's like you're playing Mario Kart and you managed to get the start of that race perfect by holding a button at the right time, and then all of a
That's the
sudden you get
best
that super
analogy
long
I've ever heard.
fucking boost. You know what I mean? You're gone and you're just fucking ahead for the whole race and nobody catches you up because you just fucking went for it. And everybody else failed that fucking start and did the little spin thing. So look, if you start the year right, you're going to be ahead of the curve for everybody straight away because you set your habits in. You've built that strong foundation, like you said. You feel fucking good at the worst months of the year, and you're just going to fly. You're just going to fly.
Yeah, yeah, I can agree more with that. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. And yeah, you definitely win the award for best analogy of the year so far. So that's good. I like it. Pressing that button at just the right time. Okay, guys. So first of all, we've got you'll learn more about yourself in the 8 weeks, and you're going to create a positive upward spiral. And then the third point, and this is the obvious one here, you're going to look and feel amazing. Okay, your energy levels are going to be way more up. I can promise you that. Your confidence levels are going to be up because of the energy levels as well, and you're going to perform better, and you're going to look better too. So these are the ones that most people join in the first place, but there's a reason I put them as the third one on the list is because the others are just as important. They just aren't as visually easy to see. So yeah, but this is the real one. Like just the energy levels themselves, that is going to make such a profound difference to your life. Imagine waking up each day and being able to approach your working everyday life with real passion and energy because you're excited. You're feeling good, you're feeling ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, man, this is it. This is what it's all about. And what people don't realize is all of this affects everything else. If you are more confident, if you are performing better generally, if your energy levels are up, even if you think you look better, you know what I mean? You're happier, you are more excited about things, you're more you're more excited about other people's things and you're more present with other people. You work harder at work and then all of a sudden your work starts getting better. You go out and adventure more because you're more willing to say yes because you feel fitter and you don't feel like you're not going to be able to do stuff because your confidence is better. It impacts everything. It impacts everything in your life. So fucking A.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, look, guys, the better you show up in your own life, the better you're going to show up in other people's lives as well. So it's not a selfish endeavor. This is actually really unselfish because you're going to be a better person in general. And like this one does play into everything else as well. So because you're going to be feeling better, you'll create even more momentum and you will learn more about yourself and what it takes. And what you said, Josh, as well about doing it in these 8 weeks that are potentially 8 of the hardest weeks of the year, that is going to contribute towards on this point of you looking better. That's going to contribute to how you look in the summer. Okay, so if you get around to summer every year and you're thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, I want to go to the beach, but I look like shit. This is going to get you started on the right momentum. This is going to create that momentum now, and you will just carry on going, and you're going to look phenomenal for the summer.
Yeah,
In
buddy.
fact, you're going to look so fucking good that by middle of spring, you're going to want to take your top off. You're going to be like, come on, as soon as that hits double digits in temperature, I'm just going to go into I'm going to get into my swimwear.
Yeah, definitely. Just fucking whipping it off, living the dream.
But yeah, guys, so these are the 3 points, okay? You're going to learn more about yourself in these 8 weeks than you could possibly imagine. That's probably I put that at number one for a reason. There's so many other benefits that come from that. It's ridiculous, but you won't really think about that until you're in a challenge. Point two is you will create that positive upward spiral, and as we all know, momentum is an absolute beast of a tool. So make it work for you. And then the obvious one, you are going to feel amazing. You're going to have those increased energy levels. You are going to have better confidence. You're going to perform better and you're going to look better. All of these things. And we can help all of this in this 8-week challenge starting on January the 1st, 2024. Start as you mean to go on.
Let's go.
Let's go. I like it.
So, Jack.
Go on.
This is another joke that Kimberly has sent me.
Okay.
What's green, sticky, and smells like bacon?
I don't know.
Kermit the Frog's fingers.
For fuck's. She's sitting on a beanbag over there looking all fucking innocent. She's got no idea. Hold on. Josh, why don't you just say that joke again?
Kimberly, this is one from you. What's green, sticky, and smells like bacon? She knows.
I don't know if you can hear that from laughing in the background, but yeah.
Brilliant.
You're welcome.
Oh, that is amazing. On that note, Josh, where can the listeners find us and where can they find the challenge as well?
They can find us at the RDA Strength System on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and the Lifting Lounge podcast on YouTube if you want to see our YouTube videos and see us here in our nice new shirts. If you want to sign up to the 8-week transformation challenge starting on January the 1st, 2024, then head to our website, www.therdsystem.com or www.theliftinglounge.com.
Awesome. Josh, you've also become more active on LinkedIn, which is something I promise I'll think about doing. So this is good. But yeah, guys, wherever you ingest us, then please leave a like, a review, hit the notification bell on YouTube, leave comments, listens our love, be friendly, be nice to us, join our challenge because it's gonna just improve your life to no end. Josh, next episode. There's a few interesting things to think about. We're recording it in a minute.
Yeah.
So the big episode 100 is technically 101, but on the show notes it is episode 100. So
yeah,
wow, what a
holy
milestone.
fuck!
Holy fuck! Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you for episode 100.
Bye.